Right, so here's the first look at what's under the lid. The mice have eaten this all to pieces. I don't think they made it through, but the carburetor's shot, and they created a home in here. Isn't that crazy? Mice, rodents are horrible. Oh, that's what we're living with, though. Hey folks, it's been a year since I did the video on my '69 F250 camper special pickup truck. Pulled it out of the horse pasture with my friend Karen. The truck belonged to her dad, and the family gave it to me because it was just sitting there. Now, I'm going to do a quick inventory here of kind of what I see, and then we're going to start tearing this thing down. Now, I suspect it's filled up with mice. I think there are probably some mice in it here where I've had it stored in the shed here at my house, at my shop. So I suspect there's some mouse activity in it, and there was a ton when I brought it from the horse pasture. So we're gonna look at that. I'm gonna try to have some activity working on the truck, and maybe that'll help alleviate some of the mouse pressure, and they will not be there when I do roll it into the shop and yank this engine and transmission out. But I got a long way to go before I get there. I've got to take a lot of things apart before that. Let me show you what's going on with it. So first things first, it does have a battery in it. The hold down is all shot. The battery obviously is no good. It's been sitting for 30 years. And there's a lot of mouse damage. There's a lot of rodent damage. Wires are chewed here and there and everywhere. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of work just to be sure everything's fine there. Heater hoses are shot. They're eaten off. And, you know, just lots of different things are damaged as a result of sitting for that long. There's some rust in a few spots. There's rust on the firewall back here I can see. Oh, I think it's right over here actually, right there. There's a little rust on the inner fender back behind that hinge. A lot of rust on the radiator core support, which is pretty common. You have a lot on that, so I'm gonna have to handle that. I got to take the air conditioning system off. I'm gonna have to take the power steering system off. The air conditioner is already unhooked, so it's not working regardless. And I need to pull radiator hoses, radiator. I've already got the fan off. Take the shroud off, and we're just going to get everything ready so that when I'm ready to pull the engine can come right out. Now, I've tried before, and I did a video on this. I tried soaking this 360 to see if I could free it up. Can't do it, so I went and bought what is supposed to be a 390, and I have no reason to doubt the guy. Seemed like he was a pretty straightforward fella. The engine was free. The inside of the engine looks really, really clean. I don't doubt his story, and I hope his story is exactly as he said it would be. But we will find out. I have a new master cylinder for this truck. I'm going to clean everything up. I'm going to paint this engine compartment while I have the engine out, and I'm going to paint everything black. I'll probably leave above this seam here the Cordovan, I guess, is the color, and the hood's kind of beat up. I've just got a lot of work to do on it. A little bit of rust on the side. And it's going to need tires, it's going to need brakes, it's going to need a lot of other things. The interior is actually not as bad as I thought it would be. I pulled the carpet out, and the floor is really, really pretty solid. Right at the seams, there might be a little bit of rust. I'm going to take a look at that, get that all squared away, recover the seats, and just see what I can do with it. Clean everything really well, and we're going to see what happens from there. I'll have to put, I'm sure the fuel tank is shot. I'm almost 100% certain I'll have to put a new fuel tank in it. But if you listen to this, boy, it sure does shut nice. So again, Camper Special F250, nice old truck for the most part, and they don't make any more of them, so that's what it is. And I've got my work cut out for me on this one. It's going to be a big job. So I'm going to start on it. I will probably not start till tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and try to document this and bring you folks along with me, and we'll see how far we can go. I will go from there, and we'll see what happens. But you kind of get an idea what it looks like at the beginning, and I'll try to document as much as I can so we can see what the progress is going to look like. I'm really scared about the wiring because I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to replace most of the wiring in the truck, because I almost guarantee that it's just been eaten up. But we'll see. Certainly it's going to have a lot of parts. So it looks like tomorrow is going to be a fun day to get started. We're going to yank as much as we can, and I'll try to document this right here in my shed, or in my carport really, at the end of my shop. And I think I can get most everything off that I need to do to pull the engine and transmission. I can probably get that tomorrow. I've got to pull the drive shaft, got to pull the radiator, got to pull the hoses here, and got to pull, I guess that's it, motor mount, engine mounts I should say, engine mounts, transmission mount, and then we'll see if we can't hoist it up out of here. I'll probably roll it in the shop to do that, which may not happen for a couple days as I work on getting some things done. But at the end of the day, it will come out of the truck, and then I'm going to start cleaning this engine compartment up. I'm going to paint it, and we're going to start working on rust and try to see what we can get fixed on the truck. So wish me luck on that. Well, here we are. The first day of working on this truck. I'm going to do it outside here because it's a pretty day, really nice. Rust falling out. Beautiful day, and I want to stay out here and work. So I'm going to put some coveralls on because it's going to be dirty, and I'll be back to it here shortly. Excellent battery hold down technology right here, applied to the max. Here's a good one for you. This is how you replace a fuse properly. Yeah, circuit's completed, no problem whatsoever. Okay. Wow, the felt washer's still on there. That's nice, I like it. You can hear our rooster, HB. He's a little bantam rooster who's been set loose with the girls, the Buff Orpingtons and Barred Rocks and so forth. So they're big chickens, and he's a little guy who thinks he's bigger than he is. Let me cut this wire. Oh, what a pretty day. It was really foggy this morning. I think I may just unwrap this, because who knows, I might need this wire sometime. You ever fall into that trap? I might need this sometime. Well, sometimes I do. Sometimes I fall into that trap. But sometimes I do need it. So we're going to see. Can I pull this out without having a major issue? I think I can. Obviously dead, so 30 years later, battery tray is gone. What is this? Battery cable. This whole part here is really just toast at this point. Here, I'll have to show you this. This has got to get fixed for sure. So, yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Just more work. It's not a big deal. Just a little more work. Not a big deal. Probably going to put this in my storage area, which is the back of the truck at this point. This battery box is shot. Here, I'll show you. See? Used to be a battery box. Not much left of it now. That's going to need substantial work. Okay, there we are. That's the way it goes. I think next we will tear into, take this breather off, and we'll get after the radiator. Can't get that off. I thought I had soaked that with some penetrating oil. I apparently did not. Ugh. I need to, though. I'm going to do that real quick. Little something going here. Little something going there to help for sure. On all my clamps. That clamp might as well stay. It's not going to hurt a thing. We'll see what we got once we kind of get cranked up here. Oh, that helps a lot, really. I don't know. This is an interesting hold down. Truck sits pretty high, and I'm kind of short. The life is not exactly what I'd like it to be. Here we go. It's a battery lug, or a battery cable lug, as a hold down. Wow, the mice have just been horrible. All right, so here's the first look at what's under the lid. The mice have eaten this all to pieces. I don't think they made it through, but the carburetor's shot, and they created a home in here. Isn't that crazy? Mice, rodents are horrible. Oh, that's what we're living with, though. I mean, look at that mess. This is really bad news right there. Look at that. What a treasure trove, huh? Well, we got it to do, though. We've got it to do, so let's dig in. Probably ought to have some sort of a immune booster here. That's why I wear gloves. I should wear a mask, probably in this particular instance. This hose is shot, so that's no good. I'll put that away later. Not sure how that comes off of there. I'll have to do a little work on that. It's got a nice flap right there. How do you come off? See if I can pull that off and lay it to the side. There it goes. The old Auto-Light 2-barrel carburetor. Everything looks like it's, well, choke lever. The choke is not still attached. I'm thinking that was a choke. Mice are destructive. This truck's been sitting about 30 years, and yeah, it looks pretty bad. Luckily, I don't think they made it through the wire, or not much. The inner wire, wow, the outer wire is chewed up there. Certainly a lot of damage to this. As Derek would say on Vice Grip Garage, it looks like they had a condominium in there. It wasn't, maybe even a whole string of apartments. Could have been a neighborhood. Pretty bad. The old Auto-Light carburetor here. Not sure what that is going. Probably everything's probably frozen up. It is frozen up tight. Probably probably nothing here's going to work, I would imagine. I don't know if this was a choke. Looks like it must have been. Yeah, that's a manual choke pot right there. So you can see the adjustment screw. So yeah, that's the manual choke. Well, let's see if we can get some more things apart. And it's just gonna keep being a treasure trove of gifts for me as we go. That's okay. It's just the way it works. We gotta do it. So it's gotta look uglier before it looks better, as they say. So it's gonna look uglier. We're gonna try a screwdriver of unusual size. Screwdriver of unusual size. Oh, okay, that actually seems like it's going to work. Okay, we'll take that. That's a win. Hold it right back up here. We're going to take this top off. Oh, put it right apart, looks like. Oh, there it goes. That one came loose. And it came off. I don't know, it might be all right. Cleaned up a little bit. I would venture to say that the old screw clamps are probably better than newer ones. This one has to be at least 30 years old, so probably better than a new one. We'll save it. We'll see if it could be salvaged. I don't know that I'm ever going to get this off this radiator. The radiator's not going to be any good anyway, but it might come off. Let's try it. Yeah, there it goes. It's off. Upper hose off. That's good. A little bit of debris. I think I'm going to put this right back on top of the carburetor as a placeholder. I'll have to pull that carburetor off to pull the engine. Put the engine mounting block on there, the lift block. We'll crank open or take off the remaining heater hose. Only one left. The other one's chewed up. This one's chewed up back by the heater core. So it's not really any good. It's just, I probably ought to just cut that, truthfully. This is not going to be reused at all for me. But no need to, it's off. All right, so that's all right there. Got to take off the bottom or the ground strap. We're going to loosen up the alternator. I don't think that needs to be off. Loosen up the alternator. The way it works, some things don't do as you like them to do. There we go. Loosen up the alternator. We'll loosen up the, looks like that one's already pre-lubricated somehow. We'll loosen up the bolt for the power steering pump. We'll have to take loose the connections for the air conditioner. Evaporator core up here, I guess. I'm not sure. All right, so let's yank. Oh, I got to show you this. This is interesting because you can see where the mice have just been having a field day here. Got to show you this. Look at the damage on this cable for the mice. They chewed this up. They, of course, I think they chewed this up. It broke for sure, and the other hose broke back there. They've been all around the carburetor. They chewed on the spark plug wires. You can see that. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Mice, rodents, tremendous amount of damage they do. I'm going to find a lot more, so I'm not looking forward to that. But we're in it, so we might as well keep on going. It's entirely possible. I'm just going to cut, well, I don't want to cut those belts. I want to make sure I get the right size. I need to take the bottom radiator hose off. Let's get that going. I have to climb up under there and see what's going on. See if I can get this off. Oh, I'm probably going to get a mask when I climb down under there, truthfully. I don't think I'm going to be under there working without something over my mouth. That probably isn't going to happen. Let's try to yank it off there. Okay, all right. Let's see. I need to take this shroud off here. So let's get that done. Ooh, I think I just sprayed that. Here we go. Is that probably 7/16, I think? No, 3/8. No, it's a 3/8, I'm sure. I told you. I'm going to take these 4 bolts loose for the shroud here. Got to keep the shroud. Got to take care of the shroud. I hope it's not broken or something. Looks like it's in pretty good shape. Pretty good shape. I hope it's in pretty good shape. We'll find out. Oh, there's no one on the bottom there. Okay. I thought I couldn't see a 4th one, so in this case there are only 3. Should be 4. But no guts. No guts. Let's see what we got here. All right. Well, that's our screw right there. 3/8. Coarse thread, looks almost like a wood screw. Oh, the bottom of it's broken. Oh, I don't like that. I think I might be able to salvage that. We'll see. I think I can fix that and make it work okay. Oh, things are looking better. Things are looking up. Things are looking up. Got the shroud off. Got to take the other clamp off, the 2 transmission lines. Pop this radiator out. That'll help us a lot. And we're ready for something else here. Oh, really quickly, I'll show you. Here's my original shroud. Broken on the bottom there. You can see that it's been broken for a while. We got a farmer fix in place. I think I can plastic weld that together and make it work okay. We're going to try it. Let's see, what size? It must be a half, I think. It might be a 7/16, but I think it's half. It might be. Nope, that's a half. Okay, we're good. I got it. Ratchet. Ratchetta. That'll work. Not going to try to pull it loose. I'm just going to try to get it started here. Oh boy. That's nasty. I see. I think I can get at that right there on this side of the radiator. Let's do that. Let's put that on there. Got no problem with that. Maybe I'll go back the other way a little. We'll flip it. Go the other way. There we go. You might ask yourself, Doc, or I might ask myself, Doc, why don't you use the impact driver that you have? Well, I always like just doing things, feeling how the fasteners respond by hand, and I can tell. Usually, I can tell when I'm about to break something, and sometimes I can even keep from breaking something if I use my head. Well, are we going to come out today or not? How long is this thing? What in the world? There's no way. Okay, there we go. Oh, good. You ever have those moments you just wonder what in the world's going on? That seemed like it was way, 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 way harder than it should have been. Longer. Easy there. Easy, big guy. Yeah, it's coming out nice. It's amazing what a little penetrating oil can do for the threads once you get it broken loose. I have friends who say penetrating oil doesn't really help, and it may not help to break things loose at first. You know, if it's seized up, nothing can penetrate. Then nothing can penetrate. But once you break it loose, and it's backing out, and you got the lubricant on the threads that are coming out, yeah, it can help. It can help a lot. Yeah, losing my voice. All right. Is this one going to come out okay? Am I going to have to fight it? There it is. That one's out. I got to label these and put them away here before I go crazy today. So I get this one. Oh my. That guy. That seemed like it was harder than it should have been. Still, I got to be careful because I still need to take loose my transmission lines. And they are going to be probably a little more brutal. So let's take a look at those. Let's put a little convincing liquid on there. Little liquid motivation. I think at this point what I'm going to do is go get my, I'm going to have to climb up under it here because I need to work on, I got to have 2 wrenches, one to hold the adapter that's in the radiator and the other to turn. Oof. So that just, gotta make sure I've got the actual hard line sprayed. Well, things aren't working out the way I'd like for them to work out for me. Here, let's try this again. There it is. Just bathing this thing. Let's try this. That's not going to be it. That's not going to be it. That's not going to be it. Let's do these 3. I think I started this about 12:15 or something like that. So see what we got here. I got to get something to recline upon here because I don't want to do it on the ground. If you're like me right now watching this video, I would be saying, Doc, why didn't you just put the truck in the shop? And, you know, that's a legitimate question, I think. That's legitimate. The problem is, for me, problem is for me, I don't want to put all this crap in my shop. So, you know, that's going to be interesting as I try to persuade it to come out. Oh, boy, they're kind of rusty. Got my line wrenches, so we're going to see. Oh, that one looks like it's coming right out. That's nice. I like it. Thank you. Okay, well, that's nice. I like that a lot. That's not bad. So the one on the passenger side, on the right side, it's backing on out of there. Well, I got a lot of cleanup to do on this truck. Let's see, it was parked in 75. Well, it was last registered in 75, or 95, I'm sorry. So that means that probably hasn't run since 95 or so. So it ran for 25 years. It's 69. It ran for about 25 years before it was parked. Oh boy, that is not looking too promising right there. Let's see. Oh, I think I'm going the wrong way. That probably would help a lot if I weren't going the wrong way. Well, I was about to go the wrong way. I hadn't gone the wrong way, but I was about to. I was feeling my oats right there, I think. Feeling my oats. You ever know? Oh, uh-oh. Whole thing's turning. Whole thing's turning. Oh, the whole thing is turning. Yeah, I don't want that. What size? The plug in the radiator is turning, and I can't get a line wrench on that because the line wrench goes around there. So I'm probably going to need to get, I have a 1/2-inch wrench. Let's see. I know I've got one. Do I have one here? No, I do not. I'll take the screwdriver down with me. I lied because I've got to have a 1/2-inch wrench here. I took the battery clamp loose with my 1/2-inch wrench, and yes, I got it. Put it in my tool pouch, which is also called my pocket. How many times do you lose a tool that you actually have on your body? It ever happen to you guys? It happens to me. Oh gosh, that's pretty bad. It happens to me frequently. All right, well, we're not going to get that done in that lower hose at this moment. We will we'll revisit that in a minute here, but right now we're going to focus on the task at hand, which is this driver's side transmission line on the radiator. Boy, that thing is seized up to that line. the fitting is seized right onto the line. So as I'm turning the fitting, the line is moving too. They're not independent. There we go. Finally broke it loose. Just held the line and then backed the fitting off a little bit. Life is good now. It's not going to be good for a little while, but now it's good. Okay, well, that was a crisis averted right there. Whew. I'm starting to get a little bit concerned. Oh no, transmission fluid everywhere. Bail out, bail out. Bail out, bail out. Transmission fluid. Operation clean up the transmission fluid leak has commenced. I need to see if I got a plug for that or something. Well, here's what I was looking at earlier when I was trying to take this transmission line off. The fitting was still connected or bound up with the hard line. I sprayed it down with some penetrant, but you know they've just been there for I don't know, 60, 70, whatever it's going to be, 50 years, whatever. At least 30 years it's been like that. I know the engine was changed once, but that was probably back at least probably 45 years ago or so, 40, 45 years ago. So I started to crack this loose from the fitting, or from the bung here in the radiator. And as I did, the whole line twisted. So I was able to grab the line, just kind of hold it, and without too much pressure, it popped off. You can easily tear your whole hard line up. I was glad I didn't do that. Now it's time to get the hose off and get this radiator yanked right out of here. It's got to come out one way or the other, so I'm not going to fix that right now. Can this radiator hose come off? I don't think so. Whoops, messed up my new bumper. Oh, that's not going to turn. Okay, so let's see if I can pop this from above, from up above. This is why I didn't want to put my truck in the shop, though. It just makes a mess. Something like this, it's just messy. And the easiest mess to clean up is the one you don't make, so that's my favorite type of mess. So I'll stick with that. I don't like to make them. Just make a mess in my shop. I'm not interested in all that stuff at all. So, well, are we going to come off of here, Mr. Hose? I feel like you might want to come off, Mr. Hose. What are we doing? Boy, I get this moving here. I'm probably beating my microphone all to pieces. If I am, I apologize. It's hard to put a microphone on in the spot where you won't just tear it apart when you're working on something. Just because you just got to move around and get to where you can access what you need to access. Transmission fluid looks good. The fluid that's emptying onto the ground right now looks pretty good. Nice and red. I don't know. I got to rebuild the transmission anyway. Every seal in it will be bad, so that's going to be a new experience. I never rebuilt one. Stick around if you want to see that happen. I'll show you all the mistakes I make. And that's okay. Are we coming off or not? Oh, Mr. Hose, why are you doing this to me? Well, let's see. If I could get that off of there, I probably just ought to cut that because I don't think it's going to matter. Well, I know it's not going to matter. I can't use anything that's here at this point. Can't use the water pump, can't use the hose, can't use probably the clamps, can't use the radiator for sure. Oh, there's some anti-frozen. Maybe I'll try to capture that. Let's take a look at that. All right, I'm going to put you guys on hold for a little bit. I'm going to try to capture this antifreeze, and we'll come back. Just trying to document where everything goes here. There's a hose that comes off of there, plumbs into this, which goes into this diaphragm, which is somehow connected to the choke. There's one here that's plugged off. I don't know what that's all about. I think that goes off the back, off of the heater hose. It goes into the back right there. Somehow, so there's a lot of different things here. There's a vacuum line that comes over to the distributor. Let's see, what else do we have? We have this line that comes off and goes back to the firewall. We have these two that come off. Maybe I can get them both, I don't know. Not sure how they worked. That one's going to have to come off right there. That one's going to have to come off the back of the power steering pump. There's a hard line there. Now that goes down. That's the other one, return line, I bet. And the wiring comes up. We'll have to kind of document what all that is as we go. Yep. So now we just have to crack this radiator hose off. And we're going to yank this radiator right out of here. The old radiator. I think I got the two top bolts still in just to kind of hold things, but we're about to get it. Let's get that done. Let's get that done. I got to get this. I think I'm going to close up this petcock here. That way I'm not leaking any more than I have to be. Let's see if we can get this radiator hose off the bottom. There was still coolant in there, still green. So obviously it had some. Didn't help much in terms of keeping the engine from, I'm sure it didn't freeze, it just has seized up. Oh, that ain't good. Okay, that's where we are. Come on out of there now. We get this hose off, we'll be able to do some damage, I guess. However, if we can't, then the damage will be done to us. Boy, I don't know about this lower rad hose. Phew, it's bad. It's not going to come loose. Nope, that's not coming at all. Okay, well, that's where we are. Let me grab a prying apparatus, perhaps. Da, dee, 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 da, dee, dee, dee. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There we go. Let's try this, I guess. Probably going to get a mouthful of dirt, rust, debris. I'm going to try it anyway. Oof. I don't know how this is going to do. Let's try to do something here. I need to just cut that hose and make life easier. For myself, I'm sure. Because it's not going to get easier in the current situation. So I'm probably just going to have to get in there and lop it off. Yeah. Let me go grab a cutting apparatus and we're going to cut this thing right off here. Make life better for me automatically and quickly. I think what I need is going to be probably this. Probably do it. Probably. Not exactly what I need, but it'll be close enough. When the golden leaves begin to fall. You know what? I don't think that's going to fit. I'm just going to have to saw that off of there. Saw it off. Do I have a saw? Bound to have one somewhere. Hammer. Give me a hammer. just a little hammer. All right, let's see if we can get this off here. Yep. Yep. Not gonna work the way I want it to work. Well, you headed out again? All righty. Have fun. Let's try this one. I don't know if it'll work or not. Can't be all wrong. Oh, I gotta have a battery. Yeah, well, we're still recording. Yeah, we still got some battery. That's good. I like it. I like it a lot. I use rubber gloves because my hands just take a beating. But they're hard to get on and off. You can't touch the camera because it doesn't work. It's a mess. But let's see if I can cut this hose off now. Not the best idea, but oh yeah, coming off. We're gonna have more dripping, more running out here. Oh boy. Which I knew I would have, but what a mess. It's a mess. This is why I didn't want this in my shop. Didn't want it in my shop for this very reason. You can hear it. Now that would have been all over my floor, and that would have been very unfortunate. I don't know where my cut is there, so I need to locate that thing. Let me locate my cut. Oh, I see it right there. See if I can cut this way and maybe finish it up. Must be some sort of a reinforcement in there. Spring or something. Although this should cut it, but it's not. Obviously, I'm out. I'm all finished with the water, with the coolant, I should say. I don't know what is going on with that. Yeah, it's a spring. Okay, well, I don't know. There's a spring in there that I'm not cutting through. And it's making me unhappy, and it's making me blue. You ever get blue because of things not working out the way they need to? Yeah, sometimes I do. Let's see here. I think we're gonna get there. I'll probably end up being able to pull this stupid thing off after all, because I'm gonna have to anyway. Can't seem to cut through that spring. That is tough. I would never have thought the spring would be that tough, but it is. Let's not do me that way. I think it was Tom Petty that said, "Don't do me like that." It was a different context, but still, you know, the sentiment remained the same. Different context. Don't do me like that. Because I don't love I don't love you, baby. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but please don't throw sticks and stones. That was a notable Gilligan's Island episode, by the way. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but please don't throw sticks and stones. I think that was the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde episode, if I remember correctly. If I have my Gilligan's Island episode straight. Oh, right into the bucket of coolant. Beautiful, love it, nice, great, marvelous, wonderful. Alrighty, let's try this again. What are we doing here? Gotta be winning at some point, but I don't really feel like I'm winning right now, necessarily. It's just not that. What spring? Did I come anywhere close to cutting the spring in two, I wonder? That'd be a nice thing to know. But it sure doesn't look like it. It looks none the worse for wear, truthfully, if I'm honest. Okay. If I'm honest, it doesn't look any worse for wear, so I don't know about that. Well, at least I got the coolant out of it, so that's good. This is bound to be exciting and entertaining stuff. I should probably just cut this right off of this water outlet here. Sometimes I don't think of things until I fought with it for a while. I probably should have just cut it once I realized I was going to have this type of trouble. I feel like we're awfully close at this point. Well, I don't know. I'm going to be able to get this loose or not. This way, we're going to try it. Easy does it there. Easy does it there, guy. There it goes. It's off. All right, so that's good. Now, we're in a better spot than we have been. We can pull the radiator out. Here we go. This thing is totally soaked at this point. So I've got to wipe it down. Get all the crap off of it. No more water. Coolant. It's not water, it's coolant. No coolant on it. Here goes the radiator. Time to pull it all apart. We'll pull the alternator wires off. We will probably pop off the... I think I can probably leave the plug wires. It won't matter. Plug wires will probably stay. No, they shouldn't matter. Back to these radiator bolts, which are must be a mile long or something. Okay, that one's off. Get this one going. What do you think about when you're taking bolts loose? Now, again, I could use impact driver, but that's okay. It's not that much, and I'm good. I could use an impact driver, but I am good. This is coming loose. It's pretty much out right now. Okay, there we go. So now, transmission lines are loose. The radiator hose is loose. I don't know. Whew, these are heavy ones. I'm going to get some different gloves for this. Some gloves that won't cut through, the radiator won't cut through. It is hard to beat leather gloves for durability. Here we go. Oh, and I dropped it. I dropped it. That hose is a thorn in my side, I think. I can't really get it off there at the current time. there we have it. I'm going to go ahead and yank the alternator lines, motor mounts, engine mounts. I'll start on these. I think I'll start on these exhaust manifold bolts as well. Take the drive shaft out. So those are the things we're going to do. We'll get those done. I'll check back in with you later. Well, this is the end of the first, couple hours of working on this truck. Got the breather off, got the shroud off, got the radiator out, and you can see tons of leaks there. So I've got to take care of that. And then here's what we're looking like so far. Radiator is out, as I said. You can see that. I got power steering pump loose. Probably going to try to just take the bolts loose to connect the flange on the exhaust pipe to the manifold, because those manifolds appear to be really, really difficult to get loose. I'll take the engine mounts loose. I'm going to take the ground strap back there loose, the throttle linkage, alternator wiring, starter wire, and we'll go back and take the drive shaft out. We'll take the transmission mount loose, and then I'll check back with you as we're getting ready to pull everything out. That's some other things I gotta take loose. I gotta take some hoses back here off, but those are just general things. Take the hood off and be ready to pull engine and tranny out all at one time. So that's where we're gonna go with it. We'll see what we can get done. Well, I wasn't able to get as much done as I wanted to, getting my feet wet on the first day, but we're going to get back to it here on the next episode, and we will be sure to get the engine out on the next video. So stick with me, and the next video will be coming up pretty soon. Until I see you again, endeavor to persevere.